Hello everybody, welcome back to Bearware the Terrible. Today we have a new deck for you called the Dusk Cannon. So we are featuring back our Sandaconda from Sandaconda from Battle Styles with the big sand cannon attack, doing 60x damage for each fighting energy card that you discard from the top of your deck. You are discarding the top 6 card of your deck with this attack, so you actually have to discard all the other cards and you can't actually put them back into the deck. You are not shuffling back into the deck. It's not a Malamar, it's not a Rapid Strike Malamar, it's not a Pumpkaboo from Evolving Skies. You actually have to discard a lot from your deck. That means you're gonna have to think about shuffling back your deck, otherwise you're gonna mill yourself to death. That is why we have 2 energy recycler in this deck, but Zoroark is the main shining card in this deck. Zoroark with the Phantom Transformation ability allows you to put any stage 1 Pokemon from your discard pile and essentially transform this Zoroark card into any stage 1 in your discard pile. So if they knock out your Sandaconda, they're gonna have to choose whether to knock out your bench Zoroark or your active Sandaconda. Whichever they knock out, you're gonna be able to hit twice or more than twice with a single Sandaconda. It is essentially a rod. So this Zoroark card is essentially a ordinary rod. Instead of having ordinary rods in your deck, shuffling back Pokemon cards into your deck, essentially making your deck making this attack more difficult to use. We're actually putting everything into play. It's kind of a rod that allows you to have more Pokemons in play and then easily switch out to your Sandaconda with your Phantom Transformation. So this card is super strong. All we need to do is evolve a lot, have a lot of Sandacondas and Zoroarks in play. After that, all we need to do after the Sandaconda gets knocked out is to use Phantom Transformation, then attach energy, and we are good to go. So make sure you don't attach energy cards to your Zoroark before transforming, because the transformation actually requires you to discard all attached cards before you turn into that Sandaconda. So the ability says if you do discard this Pokemon and all attached cards, so any tool cards, lucky egg, whatever that you attach to this Pokemon, special energy, you have to discard after transforming. So make sure you attach those tool cards or energy cards after you transform. Don't attach anything. Make sure your Zoroark is clean, has nothing attached to it until after the transformation. So that is the main thing. We only have 3 copies of our Zoroark and Zoroark because we don't actually need that many. We have 4 copies of our Sandaconda, and Silicobra. We also have 3 Pokemon Breeders Nurturing, 4 Sonias, 4 Sonias and 1 Skyla to bring out either our Level Ball or Evolution Incense. We also have Skyla for Energy Recycler. We also have our Poke Kit to get out either Evolution Pokemon or our basic Pokemon. 1 Poke Gear to compress our deck even further. Fish out any supporter card that we need at the moment. If we can gear for a Skyla for a energy recycler late stage in the game, that would be super helpful, because not only are you using your item card to compress your deck by 2 other non-energy cards, you are shuffling back 5 extra energy into your deck. So Gear Skyla is actually a very super strong combo, but I don't quite like Skyla because you actually get to do more with your Pokekit, because if you run out of your item cards, Skyla doesn't do anything anymore for you. If you run out of your Level Balls and your Evolution Incense, we only have 2 copies of those cards, 3 Level Balls, 2 Evolution Incense, and 2 Energy Recyclers, but not a lot of item cards. So if you run out of those item cards, you can't actually use Skyla anymore. Skyla is totally useless after that. That is why we only have 1 copy of that card. We have 28 basic energy cards in this deck. We also have 3 Breeders. So Breeder allows us to double evolve a lot of our basic Pokemons in play, and that is a huge deal for this deck because we are making sure there's not many Pokemon cards, not many trainer cards left in the deck, so that we actually get to discard a lot of energy at the top 6 card of our deck with our Big Sand Cannon doing at least 300 damage every turn. So that's how powerful this deck is. Featuring back our Battle Style Sandaconda. So I'm quite scared now because this guy seems pretty confident, but oh well. Let's look at what they are playing. They are playing Ice Rider. Could be Ice Rider, you never know. So we got Breeder, but we have no basic Pokemons. So that's the issue. The main issue is that we have no basic Pokemon. You have a good deck as well. So I think they are playing Malamar. Or they could actually be playing any Rapid Strike Pokemons. But they didn't have their Inkay yet, so we are actually safe. Still, if they use a Marnie, that would be great. But we do have a lot of energy cards in the deck, so I don't know if Marnie is gonna help us. But we have a lot of supporter cards as well. So we have 3 Breeders, 4 Sonias, 1 Skyla, that's 8 plus 2 Pokekids. That's 10, plus a Gear, that's 11 supporter cards. But Gear may not get you your supporter card, it's only the top 7 cards of your deck, so don't expect to be that lucky. If you get a Gear early on, make sure you use your Gear at the late stage of the game. If you have a lot of supporter cards left, or if you have no choice but to use it, then use your Gear. That's the bad thing about Pokegear. That's why we only have 1 copy of that card in this deck, because we have so many energy cards. It's not that likely that we can get a supporter card at the top 7 cards of our deck if we use that Gear way too early. So they got Malamar, but they can't attack this turn, so at least we have 1 turn. But they can knock us out the next turn, so I don't think we can win this game anymore, just because we have no basic Pokemon. We have so many Sonias, Pokekids, Skyla, and what's the word? Zoroark. We have 7 basic Pokemon. We have Sonias, Pokekid, level balls, Gear to get our Sonia. Yeah, we just lost the game. We're not gonna win that one. I'm just gonna concede there. We're not gonna win it. So Malamar does insane damage. All they need is Chinchino, but they don't have Chinchino. They're probably gonna use a Karina's Focus anyways. And they have a lot of item cards, Fall Crystal, Gear, Great Ball, and all kinds of item cards to get out those Rapid Strike cards. So essentially they are shuffling them back. They don't need a lot of Rapid Strike cards in their deck. All they need is those item cards to thin out their deck and basically recalling the same cards, shuffling them back, recall, shuffle. So that's all they need to do. That's the annoying thing about Malamar is that but if you have a Vikavolt, that might actually help you. If you have a item lock, if you prevent them from using their item cards, they may not be able to get out enough Rapid Strike Pokemon cards into their hand, enough special energy into their hand as well without a Chinchino. Obviously with Chinchino it's going to be easier. Already concede. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. It's we got a really bad hand. I can't stand a bad hand. We got a Sonia to start with right now. That's good, because we have like 10 cards, 10 plus cards to summon our basic Pokemon. We have 7 basic Pokemons. Normally we would at least get a level ball. Like 1 basic Pokemon to start with for 2 turns is not good. Like in your 2nd turn already, at least you could summon another basic bench Pokemon. If you can't, then that's just a really bad luck. You're just having a really bad luck. I mean, normally I would only have 7 cards. 7 cards to summon my basic Pokemons. So either 3 Stormy Mountain and 4 Quick Balls, or 3 Capture Energies, 3 in any combination of Capture, Stadium, or Sonia supporter cards to summon your basic Pokemon, plus that 4 Quick Ball or Level Ball. So if you're not playing V cards, obviously Level Ball, Quick Ball is going to do a lot because they're all item cards. But for this deck, we have like so many. We have 4 Sonias, 2 Pokekids, 3 Level Balls, 1 Skyla, 1 Gear, and 7 basic Pokemon. So that's a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Obviously Gear is a bit iffy, so I'm not going to count Gear. 10 supporters / item cards to summon our basic bench Pokemon, and it is ridiculous that I didn't get any one of them in the 1st turn or the 2nd turn. The flower, so Gossifleur, that is Gossifleur. I don't like Gossifleur because you have to have it as your first active. If Gossifleur is in your bench, then you have to wait for your active Pokemon to get knocked out. It may be wise to swap out a few Sonia for Gossifleur, just because that actually adds the number of Pokemons in your deck. But I still prefer to have more of my You know, I still prefer to only have my Silicobras and my Zoroark just because it's actually, I just feel more comfortable that way. So we're gonna get, we're just gonna attach that one. Just get another Silicobra, I suppose. If they use Avery later, it's gonna be bad, so I may just put that in my hand. They are not useless. You'll see later that they are not useless supporters. So supporter cards, you don't need to draw. For this deck, you don't need to draw anything. All you need is to bring out your evolution cards, summon your Pokemon cards, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And then attack, attack, attack. That's all you need to do. Attach that one energy, evolve all of your Pokemon, summon, summon, summon. That's all you need to do. Sonia Breeder, over and over and over again. That's all you need to do. Pokekid, we have Pokekid as well. Evolution Incense, Skyla. We don't need those. We don't need to draw cards because the more you draw, the less energy you have in your deck to discard. So that's actually not good. If you have those Research or Marnie, you're gonna draw out a lot of your energy cards. So they knocked out our first Silicobra, not good, but that's okay. Let's hope we get a Breeder or something. Okay, we got an Incense that actually sets us running. That's good. So we're just gonna Incense first. Normally I would use an Incense first, but it's actually better just to gear because shuffling your deck always. There we go. You keep shuffling your deck, you're just not gonna get the supporter cards. Oh my god. Let's hope we knock it out and get 2 prize cards. Alright, we did. 240. So we do have 28 energy cards in this deck, so we are doing a lot of damage. Let's hope we get a Breeder. Okay, a Pokekid at least. A Pokekid. I think I'm just gonna ignore you because you're being very close-minded. Pokekid can be powerful, you know. It really depends on what deck you are playing. It depends on what deck you're playing. If you're playing all of those standard meta decks, then don't play a Pokekid because that card is not gonna help you. But I'm not playing a standard meta, I'm playing a very different deck. A deck that's never been seen before. Nobody has ever played a Zoroark Sandaconda deck. So Sandaconda, if you have your ball guy, that would be interesting in compressing your deck. The main trick of Sandaconda is to get out all of your trainer cards, all of your Pokemon cards with either your Gossifleur or your Peony, Skyla, Green's Exploration. The Green's Exploration is no longer valid in the standard. That's why nobody uses Sandaconda anymore. Sandaconda, if you have your Greens, you get to fish out 2 item cards and then bring out even more Pokemon cards. That essentially compresses 4 cards that are not energy from your deck and actually raises the increasing the chances of you discarding energy by so much more. So that's the power of Green's Exploration, but no more now that we don't have Green's Exploration, people are not playing Sandaconda anymore. Unless they may put Peony in their deck, but Peony, actually you require your Quickatune V with the Peony or Rose Tower. Peony, Rose Tower, Quickatune V, you may be able to do much with that deck, but you are drawing cards. And as I said with Sandaconda, drawing cards is not good because you have so many energy cards. If you draw energy, you're gonna sabotage yourself. You know, you're not gonna do enough damage anymore. So we are up against Inteleon VMAX. They can snipe us. If they have a Melanie, they can actually double knock us out. But we are 70 HP for all Pokemon cards, so they can't knock us out yet. We have a Zoroark, but Zoroark is not gonna help us here. We're just gonna get another Sandaconda, I suppose. We may actually evolve the other one. Just because we can discard. If we discard Sandaconda, yeah, let's just do that. Because there's only 1 energy retreat cost. That is why I choose to have the old Silicobra. The old Silicobra only has 1 energy retreat cost. So we discarded a lot of cards that we need. That is not good. We discarded Breeder, we discarded Pokekid, we discarded Energy Recycler. Oh my goodness. Well, we at least got 2. So all we need now is 4 more discards. So Zoroark is gonna help us here. They can't actually knock us out. So we can do 2 hits at least. 2 more hits and their VMAX is gone, and then we just need 1 more hit to knock out anything. Let's hope they don't bring out another V card this turn. That's gonna help us a lot. They need their Melanie. No Melanie is not gonna do it. And that path to the peak not gonna help them. So I'm gonna attach energy here and use Big Sand Cannon again. And we actually knocked it out, 240 damage. That is perfect. Good luck, man. Good luck building a deck of your own. I tried really hard building this deck, and it's working really well for me. I'm happy to say it's working really well for me. The first game we have a bad hand. We can't do anything about a bad hand. If we got a Sonia, Pokekid, Level Ball, the list goes on. If we got a Skyla even, then we can bring out another bench Pokemon. That 1 bench Pokemon is all we need. Maybe adding a few Gossifleurs in this deck may be helpful, but I just don't like Gossifleur. Because Gossifleur, you have to have it as your active. You have to like retreat and switch. You need switch cards. You need Escape Rope, Switch, Bird Keeper in your deck to be able to use that attack in your first turn. If you can't use it on your first turn, Gossifleur is useless. Gossifleur is just gonna stay at your bench doing nothing until your active gets knocked out. If your active doesn't get knocked out, then Gossifleur is doing nothing. It's gonna do nothing. I'd rather have more Sonia than Gossifleur, but Gossifleur actually brings out 3 Pokemons though. That's the good thing about Gossifleur. So important thing about Zoroark is to transform first before attaching your energy. I almost attached my energy there, my bad. So transform first, then attach. That's the tricky thing about that ability. It always screws you over if you're not careful. So let's hope we can knock it out, because if we don't actually have evolution cards anymore. Okay, we got a Breeder. Breeder never shows up at the right time. Breeder is very annoying. So we won against Inteleon VMAX, that's perfect. Now we are up against an EV deck. Could be an evolution deck. So we got a Pokekid to start with at least. And we got Evolution Incense. If they don't Marnie us, it's gonna be good. If they Marnie, we may even get better supporter cards. So either way, we're doing well. They are knocking us out with 1 hit anyway, so we don't need to worry about the weakness. Leafeon is crazy, knocking out anything, any 1 price cards, and with 1 hit, and knocking out VMAXs with 2 hits. Any VMAX with 2 hits. But they need Galar Mine though. If you have a Sydney on the next expansion, the next set is gonna feature the card Sydney, which allows you to discard 2 in any combination of Stadium Special Energy and Tool cards from your opponent's hand. It is a supporter card, Sydney, and on the next expansion, if you play Sydney to discard their Galar Mines from their hand, they can't actually retrieve those Galar Mines. So any Stadium cards in their discard pile cannot be retrieved. So no more Galar Mine means, you know, that Leafeon is not going to do enough damage. 60 times your opponent's active retreat cost. So we're just gonna get another Silly Cobra, I suppose. Should we? Yeah, because if that Silly Cobra gets knocked out, then Zoroark is not gonna be able to transform anymore. So it's actually smarter just to do that. Yeah, it's stupid to get out Zoroark because there's no way of discarding your Sandaconda if that gets knocked out. Super shiny, mega shiny, ultra rare, Leafeon VMAX. Oh no, they just Marnied us. Let's hope we get a breeder. Let's hope breeder is nice and shows up at the right time this game. Okay, we got a breeder, perfect. Yay, we got a breeder. Oh my god. We actually need a Sonia now. We don't need a breeder, we need a Sonia. If we top deck a basic Pokemon, that would be great. But we can't actually evolve on the same turn. Playing the card, breeder doesn't let you evolve the Pokemon that you put into play this turn, or the Pokemon that what's the word, that evolve this turn. So if you evolve into stage 1, breeder can't let you evolve into a stage 2 on the same turn. So we're just gonna use a breeder just because that actually reduces our deck by 1 at least. And Marnie actually killed us. So can we do it? Are we gonna shuffle that 1 energy back into the deck? It may actually help us because all we need is 5 discards. So we lost the game. We didn't got Sonia in time. We didn't set up enough. We didn't get enough basic Pokemons on the bench. So let's go ahead for another game. We do have 4 Sonias though. Sonia should actually turn out very easily. So I forgot to put on the check. There we go. I think the sound is on. Oh my gosh, I forgot to turn on the sound. Sorry guys. I forgot to turn on the sound. So we got no basic. That hand is going back into the deck. So a Toxtricity, a dual Toxtricity deck. Interesting. I wonder which Toxtricity they are playing. Could be the Risk Taker, but that would be quite odd. So should we play our gear to get a Sonia? Let's hope. Okay, we got Sonia. Perfect. Because we do have 4 Sonias in this deck. So let's get 1 of each. That sounds nice, I suppose. Okay. We actually need a lot of basic Pokemons. So I may just swap 1 evolution card for another basic Pokemon. Another basic card. Maybe swap a breeder. Breeder is actually very useful though. Maybe swap a gear for another level ball or something. Sonia is the main thing that's gonna help us actually. Battle VIP pass, it only works for your first turn and it's on the next set, but let's just focus on this set. So we got 2 evolutions still, so even though breeder got shuffled back, at least we got another 2 evolution with that Marnie. So Marnie wasn't too bad. It didn't actually screw us too much. So poison recovered, and they are actually doing 20 damage to each of our opponents, each of their Pokemon each of their opponent's Pokemon. So let's get out Silicobra. If they use Avery, I don't care. So let's just Big Sun Cannon them and kill it. Because they are electric type, so we have a high chance of winning here. All we need is 4 discards, 3 discards. 3 discards to knock out a Toxtricity VMAX, a Bolton, only 2 to knock out a Bolton, 1 to knock out the 1 prize card. Well, 2 actually. So they just Marnied us again. Let's hope we get energy. Obviously we're gonna get energy, but if we don't get energy, Sonia is gonna help. So we got all energy. That's bad. That's quite bad, but oh well. If we get Breeder, if we top deck Breeder, that would be great. Breeder is at the bottom now, so I think I'm gonna shuffle on the next turn. Should we shuffle right now? I don't know if I want to shuffle right now. I'm just gonna attach that one. They're gonna use Mountain Swing. So we got 2 discards, which is all it takes to knock out a Lightning V card. Thank God. It's very easy to win this game because they are Lightning type, so all we need is very few. They don't have any weakness protection. So weakness guard no longer allowed in standard. The only way you can protect your Pokemon from weakness is with a Coating Energy, Snow Leaf Badge, or with your Chandelier. Chandelier from Rebel Clash has the ability that allows you to protect all of your Pokemon. So Zoroark Phantom Transformation, you actually get to max heal your Pokemon as well. So the damage counter, you actually get to erase all damage counter on your Pokemon after transforming. So that's the good thing about Zoroark. And we got 3 discards. That is quite sad of them. It's quite sad for them that we actually got to knock it out that easily. Because it is Lightning type, as I said. We got too many energy cards in our hand. We didn't get any supporter cards. So we got a Zoroark to start with. That's good. I'm just gonna do something real quick. My mouth is aching a little bit and I need medicine, so... Okay, we got nothing to start with, that's bad. No supporter cards. We have 28 energy cards, I suppose that's why. But that actually helps a lot with your discards early on. We don't need that many energy recyclers in this deck because we have a lot of energy cards already. So obviously recycler is good because you don't want to be milling yourself to death. Against a 1 price deck, you need your energy recyclers. So we still got nothing, that's very bad. We should have evolved, my bad. We should have evolved and done 70 damage, that would have knocked it out, my bad. And at least get a prize card. I forgot that Zoroark can actually do damage as well. And evolving at least helps us a little bit. So they got nothing as well. Interesting that they got no Drizzles in their hand. We got a Breeder. We got no Sonias. Oh my gosh, we have no Zoroark. That's horrible. No Zoroark. I suppose I'm just gonna not attach another energy. I don't know what to do anymore. they have a twin energy or anything, then we are done. They use a Raihan, then Metal Saucer. Oh my god. 2 Metal Saucers. So the music, I'm just checking the music again. They don't need a lot to knock us out. We got a super bad hand, so many evolution cards. Like, where is the basic ones? Sonia. Why doesn't Sonia like to show up? Sonia always shows up late. When everything is fully prepared, then she shows up. Okay, at least we got one. This is sad. We can at least threaten them from... Well, we can't actually threaten them, because if they knock out our Silly Cobra, we can't actually use Phantom Transformation. So... there's no point evolving there. If they boss order, we still can't use Phantom Transformation. So it may actually be wise to have Quick Balls rather than your Level Ball, because Quick Ball allows you to discard your Sandaconda if you have it in hand. I'm just gonna make a few changes in this deck. Gossifleur may help actually, so I may actually get 1 or 2 Gossifleurs. Bad thing about Gossifleur is that you need to retreat to be able to use it. They may actually boss order and, you know, prevent you from using your Call for Family before you actually retreat. So that's the bad thing about Gossifleur. If you're playing only Sandaconda Gossifleur, then it's not bad, you know. You have a higher chance of having your Gossifleur as your first active. If not, then putting your Sandaconda as your first active is not bad as well, because you can evolve it easily. And then once it gets knocked out, Gossifleur for 3 extra cards. But if you're stuck with a Zoroark, your Zoroark as your first active, then it's gonna be bad, you know. That's gonna be bad. And if you have like 3 types of different basic Pokemon in your deck, it's much less likely for you to draw out your Gossifleur in your first draw. In your first draw is less likely. Unless you have like 4 Gossifleurs. Even with 4 Gossifleurs, the chances are still less, because you have 3 extra basic Pokemons. So I can actually still hear the music for some reason. I plugged it in, but oh well. So Zacian is killing us right now. If they have a boss order, I forgot, I didn't actually pay attention if they actually did the boss order. Their supporter card already. So I have to plug something in. Bear with me guys, I actually need to, oh well, let's just do this now. At least we got another basic card, top deck another one, so we may actually fare better attaching that to the active, but I'm just gonna big some kind of here. Okay, we knocked it out, perfect. 4 discards. Okay, I'm gonna hunt for that earphone. Where is that thing? Oh, it's there. It's not working. I think the ear jack is broken. Oh well. I don't think you guys can hear the double sound anyways. I don't think it's that loud. I hope it's not that loud, because I made sure the sounds are very soft. So let's just continue with the game. So Zamazenta does nothing to us. They are playing Zacian, Zamazenta, Inteleon. A very, very basic bitch deck. Basic bitch deck. Because you don't need to be smart to win, you know? It's a play to win deck. Shady dealings for all of your trainer cards. Metal Saucer, and then hit for win. Keep hitting for wins. Zamazenta protects from VMAX. Zacian does crazy damage. Crazy amount of damage every turn. And Inteleon does double Shady, or the other one does quick shooting. Bad thing about Breeder is that if you don't have your Sonia or enough basic Pokemons on your bench, Breeder is not gonna do much. Especially if you already have those evolution cards. Not sure why we are getting so many evolutions. Can they do it? Can they use a Marnie and attack on the same turn? That's the question. They don't need that Inteleon. Like, come on. You don't need it. 130 even is enough. But, oh, they're actually putting pressure though. They are putting pressure on the basic Pokemon. You know, because it's a ticking time bomb. The later we evolve, the higher the chance of it getting knocked out. But they're actually, you know, they're actually expecting us to evolve easily just because it is just Sandaconda. We only are playing Sandaconda, no Zoroark. Oh, we actually have a Zoroark in play. So we're only playing 2 Pokemons. They actually expect us to evolve easily. So they are putting pressure on the active. Not sure why. Even if they can't attack this turn, they can probably collect the knockout the next turn. So they need like 5 turns of quick shooting to be able to knock it out. Sorry, 7 turns. 7 turns of quick shooting. But if they have 2 Inteleons, it's going to be less, obviously. So we got a Breeder. Not sure if we want to use that Breeder. Should we use the Breeder? We may not have Sandaconda anymore. Let's just use the Breeder. Even if it's just 1, at least it's 1 less. I'm just gonna attach to... Oh my god, I should have attached that one to... and use Skull Bash. Oh my goodness, this is annoying. Let's just attach to that one and see if they put Inteleon. We can't actually knock it out anyway, so... Skull Bash only 120, can only knock out a weak stage 1, not a strong stage 2. Zacian. 6 cards in their deck. Oh my gosh, they have 6 cards left in their deck. And they have 5 prize cards left. How are they gonna win? It's gonna take a lot. They need a Marnie. They need a Marnie so bad. Boss Order is not gonna help them anymore. Unless they knock out our Silly Cobra. Well, if they knock it out, then we can attack another time with Sandaconda. The same Sandaconda. So quick shooting doesn't seem like they're thinking at all when they're using their quick shooting. Okay, Marnie. Sorry about that, Marnie. Let's hope we get our Zoroark and a few evolution incense. We only have 2 evolution incense in this deck, but okay, we got a Pokekid. We can get a Zoroark and a Sandaconda. Oh, we don't actually have Sandaconda anymore. Oh, we have. We just shuffled it back into the deck, so we can do 3 more strikes, but all we need is that 1 more strike. But actually we need to compress our deck from those Pokemon cards so that we get to discard more energy, buff the amount of damage that we do. Sorry about that. With our Big Sand Cannon. Big Sand Cannon only 1 energy attack cost. That is crazy. Because you have so many cards that need 2 energies. You have your Mad Party, twin energy cost. You have your Smeargle, twin energy cost. You have your Wishy-Washy, twin energy cost. Obviously Wishy-Washy, you need a lot of energies. But a lot of other cards, Pumpkaboo as well, 2 energy cost. Pumpkaboo is a very interesting card. I wanted to make a deck from that, but I haven't found a strong enough combo, so it is still in the bag. It's still in the works for now. Pumpkaboo is so interesting. So let's just do that one. Hope we get to knock it out this turn. If we don't, then they're probably gonna use another Marnie. So we have to get a Zoroark. I think we have 1 Zoroark in the price card and 1 Sandaconda in the price card. So get a Sandaconda. Attach the energy card. Should we use Skull Bash? No way. Let's hope we knock it out and end the game right there. Okay, we did knock it out. Oh well. 1 more energy is all we need. Did we have Skyla may actually, more Skyla may actually help us because it helps you get out your energy recycler. So maybe I have a few Peonies in this deck. Peony may be good. I may actually add Peony in this deck. The trick is you have to discard everything else though. If you have like a lot of evolution cards and your Pokemon cards, a lot of the things that you need later on in your hand, you can't use your Peony. So if we can't do it, then we are screwed unless we get our Zoroark. This is bad. We actually need 5 now. We need 5 now. Oh, we did it. Wow, we did it. We did it, guys. We knocked out a Zacian with Cape of Toughness. Oh, that is sad for them. That is sad for them. I don't care. It is a Zacian. Zacian is crazy. You have such a high chance of winning just by using a Zacian. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to use your brain. You don't need to rely on luck. You don't need to do anything. Just play a Zacian. You'll win every day. So, I don't think I'm gonna add Peony. Maybe Gossiflor? Maybe 1 copy of Gossiflor. Swap 1 Breeder for a Gossiflor. Breeder is really getting on my nerves because I never have enough basic Pokemons to use Breeder for its full effect, and it always shows up way too early. So Breeder is just super annoying. So Phantom Transformation is not going to be able to work if they have their Wheezing, unless we knock it out fast enough. So we've got 2 evolution cards, but they can easily just use a Marnie. So let's just do that one. We have to use that one. They're weak towards fighting type, so all we need is 1 discard because we just did 20 damage. So all they need is 1 discard. That's not gonna do anything. That's not gonna do anything. So it's a disruptive deck, control deck, I suppose. Ability lock and energy lock with Wheezing and Crushing Hammer, Crobat VMAX as well. Crobat VMAX with your Runerigas would be interesting. You just top deck a Sandaconda. That's so cool. Rubricus actually from Chilling Rain, if I'm not mistaken, actually has the ability that allows you to counter. It's kind of like mirror counter from Sigilif GX, mirror counter that allows you to uh, put the same put this put the amount of damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon equal to the amount of damage that they do to your Pokemon, to your Sigilif, if that Pokemon is a GX Pokemon. If they are attacking Pokemon, if you receive damage from your opponent's GX Pokemon. So it's the same as that Runrigus. That Galarian Runrigus has the ability that allows you to put damage counter on your opponent's VMAX Pokemon if you get hit by a VMAX Pokemon. So another Crushing Hammer. It looks like we are taking one prize at a time. If they use Raihan VMAX, then they can actually force us to take one prize at a time, all the time. We got 3 Zoroarks in hand. So we're not doing too bad with this deck. 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. I don't mind. As long as I get to play around with the deck, I'm happy. Experiment with new combos. Always playing the same cards is just boring, you know. Inteleon Drizzle, Inteleon Drizzle, yay Drizzle! Jesus. Don't anyone get bored of that? Doesn't anyone get bored of Drizzles? And those overpowered VMAXs as well. Rayquaza VMAX, Duraludon VMAX. Everyone keeps playing the same thing. Bronzong, Duraludon, Bronzong, Duraludon, Bronzong Zacian, Bronzong this, Bronzong that. Jesus. Silly Crowbara as the first. We got a lot of basic to start with, but no evolution this time. So I think I'm just gonna keep the deck list. I don't know what to do because we have more basic summon, more cards to summon basic Pokemon than cards to evolve. So a total of 10, 11 cards to summon basic Pokemons, and a total of I think 9 cards to evolve. 3 breeders, 2 evolution incense, 1 gear, 2 Pokekids. So that's 8 actually. 8 cards to evolve. So not a lot of evolution cards actually. Not a lot to evolve, but we do have a lot of basic summons. So all they need is a Rapid Strike Energy to knock us out. Rapid Strike Energy turns up very easily in their hand in the first turn even, so I'm not hoping for... Here comes Greninja. I think they're playing Greninja V Union. There we go. Greninja. So cool. 100 damage to each of your opponent's bench. We are dead. We are dead. If they play Melanie, Empoleon is gonna do so much for them as well. Empoleon puts that extra energy card on your Greninja and then Melanie, and you can attach extra from your hand, and that's it. That's it right there. So we are not gonna put that. I think we have no choice but to put it, I suppose. All they need is to hit once to knock out all of our bench Pokemon. That is madness. So another Burnett is all they need. One more Burnett, and then Melanie on the next turn to do their... what's the attack called again? Max Shuriken or something? It's not a Max card, so it's not Max, but they have an ability as well. So, item card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done. Wow, Crushing Hammer. What other item cards? Play an item card from their hand. So I suppose 2 cards, the effect of 2 cards still work because it's not an item. I mean, you don't play it from your hand during your turn. I should have put a Zoroark, my bad. Oh well. So no evolution card for so many turns. This is super bad. Super bad. Alistair is super good because you get to discard so many. You get to discard 3. Research is better, obviously, but you don't get to draw before the discard. Alistair allows you to discard after drawing 3 cards. So the nitty-gritty, all the tiny little details, it does matter, you know. So I love Alistair because you actually draw before you discard. And you can discard so many. Milo only allows you to discard 2, Zinnia only 2. Oh my god, we got nothing for so many turns. Are you serious? So many turns. They're not gonna help us with a Marnie, obviously. I don't think they even have a Marnie. So they are gonna use double smash. All they need is 1 heads to knock us out. And they just discarded so many energies already. I think that's their third. Oh, they got 0 heads. That's quite funny. That's their second hammer. I'm pretty sure that's their third hammer. They flipped 2 heads. That's crazy. Double smash again. Come on, Sandaconda. We are so late. So late. And we got another Sonia. Are you kidding me? What happened to our evolution cards? Oh my god. I'm gonna stay for 1 more turn and then I'm just gonna concede. Like, what the hell? We got nothing. That's the bad thing about playing your Sandaconda. Sometimes you're just gonna keep drawing the wrong cards. Your Sonia, your energy. They're killing us with a Milotic, and that is hilarious. And they're not even bothering to use their support cards or anything anymore. Okay, we got Sandaconda finally. Yay! At least we got to do 1 hit, 1 Big Sand Cannon. Oh my god, we did knock it out. That's madness. That is madness. That was so unlucky. We got 1 discard. Breeder, I suppose Breeder, I don't know what's wrong with Breeder. It just always shows up at the wrong time. You know, all the normal cards that you use. Professor's Research is a good card. What other cards work really well? Melanie, I suppose. Raihan always shows up at the right time. There are certain cards that always shows up at the right time. I'm not sure why. Birdkeeper as well. But some cards like Marnie, they always screw you over. Marnie, Breeder always shows up at the wrong time. Always. So we're up against Malamar. That's not good. They got their first Inkay already. They don't need a lot to knock us out. They really don't need a lot. If they use a Marnie, we are dead. They're resistant to its fighting type, so no point attaching to the active. Corina's Focus, Rapid Strike Surge. If they don't do that, I'm gonna cut my balls off. If they can't knock us out, then your deck is just not good, you know? I mean, that is the perfect setup right there. That's the perfect setup right there. So they're confident they don't even need that auxiliary. It would be wiser to get auxiliary though. Maybe they don't have it in their hand. In their deck. It could be all in the prize card. You never know, but it's actually better to get your auxiliary just because you can get a Malamar double evolve on the same turn. So Skullbash is not gonna help us. But it actually may help us. So I'm just gonna attach it. Because they may not evolve or do enough damage to us. Oh my god, we can't actually knock it out. Malamar is stronger, obviously, because they are not only resistant, they are doing so much damage. Yeah, I don't want to play against Malamar. Sorry, guys. Malamar is one prize. Any one prize that you're playing against with your Sandaconda, you don't have a high chance of winning. Because you are discarding so many cards from your deck, and it's actually quite slow to start with, unless you get the right cards. I'm not sure what music we're playing. Can't really hear well. Oh, we're playing an anime music. Music from the Pokemon anime. Pokemon Journeys. Anyone watches that show? Pokemon Journeys? I really love the Pokemon contest. The Pokemon contest in the anime, not the Pokemon contest in the game. I don't mind the game as well. The game is quite nice. But it's quite mathematical, and well, with every game there's always all the mathematics involved. But I don't quite like mathematics. It's too boring. So with the anime, it's so interesting because it's so bizarre. They combine different types of Pokemon moves to create a never before seen combo. It's so crazy. You know, there was once they used a Flareon. I'm not sure if it was Zoe. I think it was Zoe. She used a Flareon with a Garchomp, I think. Garchomp and Flareon. So Garchomp used Sand Tomb, and then Flareon used Scary Face. And the Sand Tomb Scary Face turn into they combine into this sand monster. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. Flareon Garchomp, it's a contest battle. They don't do that anymore. They just make series on Pokemon battles and Pokemon. I don't know what they do now, but they don't have contests anymore. Quite sad. They have contests, but like silly contests, not involved with art or beauty. Beauty contest is very fun. So we got Skyla. We got to get Breeder. Should we get Breeder? I really want to get Breeder, but they're gonna Marnie us, so we can't get Breeder. Let's get Zoroark. Let's just get Zoroark. Sandaconda or Zoroark? It's actually safer to get Sandaconda, but I think somehow Zoroark has a higher chance of being discarded. I don't know. But let's just evolve Zoroark just because we can show off the ability. And if they are resistant to fighting type as well, so we better get that 3 discards at least. We just discarded a Zoroark, so thank God we didn't get. We discarded 2 Zoroarks. Wow. So we have no more Zoroarks in the deck or in the prize card, because and we have no Claras, no Rods in this deck. So Zoroark acts as your rod, your ordinary rod. Zoroark is an automatic ordinary rod. You don't need your item card. You don't need to have it shuffled back into your deck. You don't need to recall it with your item cards. Put it into your deck and then take it back out of your deck. That is quite a hassle. So Zoroark does immediately get out your, what do you call that? Oh, and if you discard your Sandaconda with your Big Sand Cannon, you can actually transform. So that's the good thing of getting your Zoroark instead of the Sandaconda. If we evolve Sandaconda just now, we may discard more Sandacondas, which is not good. If we got Zoroark and discarded Sandaconda, then we can still transform, which actually doesn't do... It actually doesn't add a difference. It doesn't make a difference because, you know, you can transform later. It doesn't matter if you transform now or later. So we're gonna use Skull Bash. I don't think they're resistant, so we're gonna use Skull Bash because we don't want to mill ourselves to death. So I think they're playing a very weak deck. It's not a meta deck, fortunately. Thank God, I don't like meta decks. Meta decks is just, you don't need a brain to play those decks. You don't need to be smart. You just need to just be rich and, you know, follow everyone else. Follow the strongest meta deck. Watch the highest tier list. Research what's the strongest deck that they play, and then copy them. Copy. That's what everybody do. They play the same decks over and over and over and over and over, and they're not ashamed of it. Power. Everybody wants power. Nobody wants to explore different things. Nobody wants to experiment. So at least this guy is using what do you call that? What's it called again? Aggron, right? Aggron with the seismic rift attack. I've seen a few people experimenting with that card, which is quite interesting, but I don't quite like that card because I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. Seismic Rift does 250 damage for 4 energies, is a stage 2, and it does 30 damage to, I think, all basic Pokemon. I'm not sure if it does 30 damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon or all of your bench Pokemon. I'm not really sure, but it does something. So we got a breeder finally at the right time. Not really if they knock us out the next turn. Okay, we are up against another mild deck. I'm not sure what's happening here, but Xatu, I mean, come on. Xatu has the psychic attack, I suppose. Xatu and Swoobat. Synchro Cut, I think. Evolving Sky Swoobat. Chinchino. There we go, Sugat. Okay, we got another basic, that's great. We go second, that's not great. I hate going second because you're just waiting for them to Marnie you. If you get your evolution cards in your hand, you're just waiting for them to Marnie you. But if you go second and if you get your Sonia, then that's gonna be good. If you go first and you get your Sonia, you can't actually play it because they're gonna Marnie you the next turn, and that's gonna be bad. So it really depends on luck, I suppose. We got no evolution now, that's super bad. Marnie and Synchro Cut. Synchro Woofer. This is super bad. Oh, we got it. My goodness. Oh my goodness, we actually got it. Dang. What are we gonna do? How much does it do? 120 is not enough though. Oh, thank God. 120 is not enough. But we are doing a double knockout, knocking ourselves out as well. So let's hope they don't boss order us. If they boss order, at least we may be able to evolve a Zoroark the next time. That energy recycler is actually good because we are shuffling our deck, putting those evolution cards back at the top. Hopefully, that one breeder that we got early on showed up at the right time, but they destroyed us with their. So this is interesting because it is a very fast attacker, super fast attacker, 120 damage, super fast. And Xatu, I'm not sure why they are having. Oh, it's a 1 energy cost attacker. I suppose that's why. So Xatu does a lot of damage as well. So I don't think we're gonna win this one. It's because they are 1 prize and they do damage very fast. A decent amount of damage very fast. So I suppose this is a 1 prize deck killer. This card is a 1 prize deck killer because it does a consistent 120 damage every turn. with either your Thievel or your Marnie or your Copycat. Or sometimes you may not even need to do anything. Chinchino as well. And they have their Sigilif to collect the knockout if you play any VMAX cards. If you put a lot of energy cards, they have their Zatu, so it's quite interesting. Should we use our energy recycler? Yep, definitely. So thank God we got the right cards. Let's hope we top deck a Sonia and get a breeder from our prize card. Okay. Resistant again, psychic type. I think that's a psychic as well. Oh, it's resistant as well. But two energy is all we need. 2 energy discards because it's only 90 HP. Level ball card. And the Marnias, that's good. And Zatu is 120 HP. So we need 3 discards to knock out Zatu. Okay, at least we got something. 20 more damage. 30 more damage. Wow, that's not bad actually. 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. The same as your Galarian Rapidash V. But Galarian Rapidash does a base damage of 30, if I'm not mistaken, and it's 2 energy, 2 psychic energy cost. So it's quite different. My mouth ulcer is getting so bad. Can't even talk properly now. So we got a breeder at hand. That's great, but we have no more basic Pokemons. Because they just knocked us out. They knocked out so many cards. But we don't need so much anymore because they only have 3 prize cards left. Let's hope... Should we attach that one? Sigilif, 110. Let's just attach to that one. Oh my goodness. Yikes. All they need is a Raihan now. They can't knock us out yet though. Even with their... Oh, they can. Counter-attack. They can actually knock us out. We shouldn't have attached it then. We shouldn't have attached to that one. They can use a Raihan now. I'm probably gonna use a Raihan. Okay, thank God. No Raihan. Oh, thank God. If we lose to this, it would be quite humiliating because it's a silly deck. It's quite a silly deck that they're playing. It's not bad though. It's quite commendable because 120 plus that Sigilif actually does a lot. Sigilif is doing 150 psychic type as well. So knocking out any V card, but you can't actually knock out a VMAX yet. That's why they have their Old Cemetery, I suppose. Counter-attack Old Cemetery to collect extra damage counter to knock out a VMAX with 2 hits. 120, 240, 270, 80, 90, 20, 21. So 31, 310 plus that counter-attack is 340, knocking out a lot of VMAX already. So Breeder is all we need. We don't need to do anything else because they only have 3 prize cards left. And we have to transform now just in case they play a Weezing out of nowhere, which is virtually impossible, but you never know. So there are no other cards that allow you to lock your opponent's ability except for... should I attach that one now? I don't know what to do. Should we hit that one or should we just use Big Sang? How many Big Sang can it use as well? So we can do 3 more. So I think I'm just gonna knock it out. Can we knock it out though? We need 3 discards. Let's hope we get 3 discards. Okay, we got 4 I think. We're just gonna Evolution Incense to see what we have in the deck. Probably have a few more Zoroarks left. So we can't actually do enough anymore. We need 3 discards. All we need is double three separate discards, 3 energy discards separate on 2 separate attacks to knock out 2 psychic type 1 price cards. Copycat and Synchro Woofer. What is Woofer? If anybody knows what a Woofer is, feel free to let me know, because I have no idea what Woofer means. Psychic actually knocked us out. If we didn't attach energy card, we may have survived. But oh well. They're probably gonna evolve that Woobat anyways. So we're gonna get that one. And that one. 7 energy cards left in that. So this is very risky because we need 3 separate discards, as I said. We have no more energy recyclers. Nothing else we can do really. Okay, we discarded way too many on that one, but we don't have a lot left in the deck. Oh my god, we need 3. Oh, we need 2. All we need is 2 to knock that one out, but if they switch to the Sigilif, we're done for. If they switch to Sigilif, we're done for. So we may actually fare better attaching just to, you know, just to warn them a little bit. Just to put pressure on them, to attach that energy. We should have attached an energy on the last turn to our active Pokemon so that we actually force them to kill us with their Swoobat. Because they can't actually knock us out with their Psychic Assault passing the turn. They need us to attack them before knocking ourselves out. Because 40 damage, 40 plus 40 plus 30 is actually 110, not enough. Yep, not enough to knock it out. So even if we top deck a energy card, all we need to do is use a Big Sand Cannon unless they put their Sigilif. Then we have to charge it 1 by 1 to use Skull Bash. Yeah, because we have only 2 energies in the deck. We can't use... I don't think we can win this game anymore. Funnily enough, we can't win this game just because they were smart enough to put their Sigilif. So we have no choice but to attach to Sandaconda, but we can't actually attach to Sandaconda. Yeah, we can't attach to the active. Because if they hit 110, attaching that last energy card is gonna knock ourselves out, so... Oh, here comes Woofer. Interesting. So if we top deck an energy, we are done for. Let's hope we don't top deck energy card. We have 5, only 2 energy. Come on, don't top deck. Okay. Thank God. Phew, that was close. Well played. You have a good deck. That was crazy. That was crazy. Exacto 90 damage. Hey. Hi Hihu, how's it going? We're doing not too badly with Sandaconda. But let's go ahead for our last game because we have gone on too long with this deck. Not a lot of people likes to talk in the chat, but oh well, I suppose people just like to watch. I don't know what's wrong with people these days, but everyone is so caught up with having power and winning. They just don't really care about color anymore. There's no color anymore. There's no color everywhere you look. There is only black and white. You either win or you lose. I suppose that's the truth in life. The wiser you get, the more you realize that life is meaningless and colorless, and you either die or you live, I suppose. But let's not get too bleak. So we're up against Inteleon again. Inteleon VMAX does 60 damage to our bench Pokemon. They can knock us out a lot of Pokemon at a time, but let's hope we knock it out first before they get to hit twice with that Inteleon. Frostmoth is annoying. If you play a Frostmoth, I'm not sure why, but you have a much higher chance of winning. People always have perfect luck when they play a Frostmoth. Like, perfect luck. I'm not sure why. Perfect. Should we attach an energy card? I really don't want to because they're probably going to knock us out the next turn with a Melanie. Or a Scoop Up Net and Frostmoth galore. I hate Frostmoth. I hate it so much. Oh my god. Zoroark. I've played this card so many times. I've played this with if you want to check out the video, it's in the deck list. It's in the description below, I think. Or you can just check the playlist of my channel. Go to my channel and go to the playlist. Pokemon TCGO. You can find a few Zoroark decks there. Luxray with Zoroark and Galarian Weezing, Galarian Grundigus as well with Zoroark. So that deck is quite interesting because I actually pair that with my Mienshao. So Mienshao, you actually get to shuffle that card back into your deck, confuse your opponent's active Pokemon, and then put a new active Pokemon with abilities to activate that ability. So if they play a lot of abilities, if they rely a lot on abilities like Chinchino, Charizard Battle Sense, or Octillery Rapid Strike Surge, or even their Drizzles, then you can use your what do you call that? You can use your Mienshao to put it back into the deck and then put forth a Zoroark to transform into a Weezing so that you get to lock their ability. Or if they play VMAX Pokemon, so you can transform into your Galarian Grundigus to do damage to their VMAX Pokemon, counter their VMAX Pokemon that way. So should we use Breeder now or later? Should we use Breeder now or later? That's the question. I hate it. Let's hope they Marnie us because whatever, let's just Breeder later. I'm pretty sure I put that Zorua. I'm pretty sure I put this into play this turn. I'm not quite sure actually. Yep, put the Zorua onto the bench. We discarded 4 energy, so that's great. That means we actually didn't discard too many of what we need. So that's good. We discarded trainer cards. We didn't discard Energy Recycler as well, but we did discard our Skyla. Skyla helps you get any of your item cards. This deck is too funny. I'm new and don't want to spend money, but every game I face VMAX Pokemon. Yup, VMAX Pokemon. So annoying. So if you want budget decks, I have a lot of one price decks in my channel. Go ahead and check it out. But yeah, this deck is a bit funny because we are playing Sonia and Pokemon Breeder. Nobody plays these cards. Nobody plays Sonia, Pokemon Breeder, and Pokekid in a deck. Nobody plays that. People think it's just too weak and useless, but no way. I'm gonna make it strong. You can play. I'm gonna show people that you can play any card and just make it strong. It really depends on the arrangement though, what you're playing, because for this deck, Sandaconda and Zoroark as well, all you need to do is put all of your Pokemon into play. Put a lot of your basic Pokemon, get them out, evolve fast. That's all you need to do. That's why we have gear to summon our Poke Breeders. We have our Sonia to summon basic Pokemons. We have Level Ball, Skyla, few Energy Recyclers, and Pokekid. We also have our Evolution Incense, and we don't have Gossifleur. So Gossifleur, I don't like it because people keep using the same Gossifleur Sandaconda combo, and also Gossifleur, if it's stuck at your bench, you can't do anything unless you retreat or switch or wait for your active to get knocked out. I'd like to build something. Porygon Z. Porygon Z with the ability? Is it the one with the confusion ability? As you attach an energy from your hand to your Porygon Z, confuse your opponent's active Pokemon? Is it that one? So we got no energy cards, but Sonia helps us get energy. That's how good your Sonia is. If you have no energy in hand, because we are drawing one card at a time from our deck, we have no cards to draw from our deck. That is the funny thing about this deck. So let's get energy cards. Let's get 1 or 2. Because we have a recycler, let's get 2. So hold on a second. Jaivaz. I'm just gonna focus a bit on the game first. So we got exactly 5 to shuffle back. Hello from Germany, by the way. Hi, from Malaysia. Hello from Malaysia. So we got 5, that's great. Oh, we got 4. My bad. But we got another Zoroark the next turn if they don't Marnie us. If they Marnie, it might actually be better. If I have 2 tradable booster packs, what should I trade? Oh my god, if you have 2 tradable booster packs, depend on what booster pack you have. If it's Evolving Skies, make sure you trade them for a lot of cards. Make sure you trade them for something worthwhile. So always check the trade market. Always check the market. You can check it easily by going to the public trade section, and I think the acceptable trade section. You can just check whatever you're eligible for, and don't accept the trade. You know, don't accept the trade from public, from the one that people give you. Always counter and create a trade of your own and get a better deal for it. You know, if you can't get a better deal and you're pressed for time, as I usually am, if you're pressed for time and you need those cards badly, then you know, just accept it. You have no choice but to do that. You can't always get better deals. You know, you can't always win and everything. So any card you can trade for. If you have a super rare card, you can check how rare the card is by looking at the symbol. They have filters as well. They have filters on the trade section as well. So go to the filter and filter for red star cards. Red star cards, one Evolving Skies pack is worth 1 red star card, or a V card. Normally the latest V card or a super rare V card like Urshifu V or Blaziken V, those are a bit more expensive because they are very, very strong, overpowered cards. Blaziken VMAX is going to be Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. I'm not sure why Shadow Rider is that expensive, but it just is because people love it, and it's just the latest, I suppose, one of the latest cards. Rayquaza VMAX is going to be super, super expensive. Those V Unions is going to be 30 plus packs per trade because it's just the way it is, I suppose. So they just knocked out both of our Sandacondas. So the latest VMAXs is going to be very expensive, at least 10 or under packs. But I think now, since Evolving Skies is already out that late, I don't think it's going to be only 10. I think it's going to be a bit more than 10, 15 at least for a Rayquaza V or a Duraludon V. Duraludon V is not that expensive. Duraludon V is not that powerful, so it's actually quite... we're going to lose this game, but it's okay. They actually charge up too fast. It's quite cheap because nobody quite like to use it. I don't quite like to use it as well. The attack is very, very heavy. The attack cost is heavy, and it doesn't do much damage. But the ability is good though. So they knocked us out. They knocked 2 of our Sandacondas. That's the bad thing. Boss Order and Inteleon Snipe as well. That's crazy. And wonder what that is. So we got our Mad Party. I'm gonna make a Mad Party deck next. Mad Party is so cool. Mad Party, everyone keeps playing the same combos, but I'm gonna add a different card. I'm gonna add a different strategy. Mad Party, I'm gonna bring it back to the standard. I'm gonna bring it back to the ladder. I'm gonna bring it back to playable strong version. If you're trading for those white star cards with your Evolving Skies pack, make sure you trade for 4 copies of them. So either 1 copy of your Red Star super rare, ultra rare card, or your regular rare, 4 copies of your regular rare card. If you're trading for common diamond common cards, or what's the word? Not so rare cards, diamond or circle cards. The symbol is diamond or circle. I don't know what they're called, but I know the symbols. Diamond or circle. This is circle. If you look at here, it's circle. So diamond or circle cards, then make sure you trade for a lot of them, like 16, or they're worth very very little. If you can, then make sure you trade for a red star together with those circle, or a white star, a few white star with a few diamonds as well. Don't mix it around. Don't just get, don't just get all the common cards. Common cards are worth very little. So they are playing Stonejourner. Not a lot of people play this card, but it can be strong, They could have a single strike scroll of the Fang Dragon. Okay, they're playing a Slacking. Slack off. Slacking. I think it's called slacking. They discarded their slacking. 3 copies of that card. Okay, they're playing Lycanroc. Interesting. Very interesting. Because I played Lycanroc with Cinderace. Cinderace is a good combo because if you knock it out, if your opponent knocks out a Lycanroc, you're doing more damage with your Cinderace. If your opponent knocks out your single strike Cinderace, you're doing more damage with your Lycanroc. So whichever they knock out, you're doing more damage. With your slacking, with your slacking, you're actually not. It doesn't. The synergy doesn't work that way, but it could actually be a good card because stage 2 you get to evolve one at a time. If your opponent knocks it out, if your opponent knocks out a stage 2 Pokemon, you're doing that extra 30 damage with your Rogue Fangs. But if your opponent knocks out a Lycanroc, you're not doing more damage with your slacking. I keep pronouncing it wrong. Slacking. So we got 2 Sandacondas and 1 Zoroark. A good hand is all we need. If they hit your bench, then that's bad, obviously. If they use Inteleon VMAX, if they use Kyogre, all they need is a few strikes to knock out 2 Sandacondas or a lot more on your bench at the same time, and then you're screwed. So their 1 price deck is going to be a slow game, but we got the first strike, we got a few Sandacondas in play, we got Zoroark as well, so it's looking very good for us. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But they need a Raihan. We got 8 Pokemon, that's 80 plus 80, 160s, and all they need is 5 actually. 5 Pokemons on the discard pile to knock out any of our Pokemon, because our max HP, the max HP of our Pokemon is 130. We are not playing high HP Pokemons here. And Pinsir actually helps them because Vice Coach prevents your opponent from reducing damage done by your single strike Pokemon with their resistance. So resistance is ignored. Throwing Coach Passimian is the rapid strike ability, whereas with the single strike, the ability is called Vice Coach. Rapid strike doing damage to the bench. Passimian helps do more damage to bench V cards. Pinsir, your single strike Pokemon, you're doing a lot of damage with your single strike energy and your attacks. Pinsir helps you do even more damage, helps you make sure that those damage is the raw damage that you're doing. by bypassing any resistance, by ignoring resistance. But resistance doesn't do much though. Like, you have to be a specific, mega, like, you have to be super specific. You have to be exactly that type. It has to be exactly that type, a psychic type, or if you're playing a dark type, Tyranitar, then it has to be. I'm not sure what is resistant to dark type. I don't think there's anything. I don't think anything is resistant to dark types. So that's the bad thing about resistance. Not everything has resistance. Not everything has not every type has what do you call that? A corresponding resistant card. So let's get Zoroark just because we should have get a Silicobra actually. Oh wow. Another knockout. It really depends on how many big sand cannon we can do. So it might actually be wiser to use Skull Bash a few times. They can't actually attack without their Houndoom, so we may actually fare better charging one at a time and use Skull Bash. But if they don't hit us right now, we can use Skull Bash on the second one. They're probably gonna get their Houndoom though. They just shuffled it back with their Rod. Alistair helps them discard. Lycanroc. I've never seen a Lycanroc deck played before, especially post-rotation. I should make a Lycanroc post-rotation deck. So 2 tradable boosters, Jaivez, if you're still there, you can actually trade for a V card. A V card is worth 2 tradable boosters. A lot of V cards. But the old V card is actually worth much less. So Gardevoir V is actually worth only half a pack actually. I actually traded 1 pack for a Gardevoir and a Vikavolt. So Gardevoir, all the old V cards is worth less than 1 pack. Slightly less than 1 pack. So maybe if you are trading 1 pack, it's actually better to trade 1 pack at a time, but you're actually wasting coins for it, but it's okay to waste coins. You know, I actually attached to that one. Oh shit. I didn't think and I attached to the other one, my bad. But we got a lot of Zoroark now, we don't need to worry about anything. And also, if you're thinking of trading for V cards, make sure you have enough V cards. Make sure you can acquire enough V cards to build a deck, to build a strong deck. It's actually better to go to the deck maker, to go to the deck builder and build decks with cards you don't have yet, and then slowly trade for the cards that you want, the cards that you need for the deck that you want to build, rather than trading first before building the deck. But I always trade first before building. I always trade first before building because I always have the idea in my head and I get overexcited and I get like, my ego gets ahead of me and I just want to trade first before I build. It's not good, it's just not healthy to do that. But sometimes I just can't help myself. So they did it. All we need is 3 more knockouts. Can we do it though? Can we do 3 knockouts? So we have to do that one. We got Energy Recycler, that's great. That is the perfect card to show up right now. All we need is a Crobat knockout, but we don't have boss orders in this deck. So we shuffled back 5, and that's a healthy number of cards in the deck. We can actually do 2 more hits, if I'm not mistaken. So we just did exactly the amount that we need to knock it out. Saving extra energy cards in the deck for later knockouts. We can use Skull Bash for the next hit. If they use Houndoom to attack us to knock us out, they can't actually knock us out with Houndoom unless they have like 4 single strike energies attached. They need 4. The funny thing about Houndoom, you need 4 single strike energies to knock out a Sandaconda. That's how bad your Houndoom is. But the ability is strong though. You can attack very easily by attaching that extra energy for Rogue Fangs. So they have no cards in their deck, 0 cards in their deck. We don't actually need to knock them out anymore. We don't need to collect our prize cards if they don't get their rods, if they don't have energy recycler or rod. There we go. We just need to pass the turn actually. But we're just gonna use Skull Bash. Just because we can. Skull Bash and Phantom Transformation. So we can do 2 more Big Sand Cannon, but we're not going to because I don't think we have that many energy cards left in the deck to do 2 single prize knockouts. So passing the turn, we already win because they have 0 cards in their deck. They don't need to choose anymore, you know? Make sure you want to put as their new active. So that is all for our, I can't remember the name, Dusk Cannon deck. So Dusk Cannon features our Dusk Night card, our Night Shadow, Phantom Transformer, Zoroark with the Phantom Transformation ability, allowing you to choose any stage 1 Pokemon except Zoroark from your discard pile and put it into play, replacing this card and all attached cards at your bench or as your active. It doesn't matter if it's your active Pokemon, you get to use this ability as well. So Zoroark and your Sandaconda actually means you get to have a lot of copies of this Sandaconda card in play. If you have your Sandaconda knocked out, then you get to Phantom Transform into another Sandaconda using Big Sand Cannon non-stop, turn after turn, every time, even after they knock you out. So if they boss or knock out your Zoroark, you can still attack another time with the same Sandaconda. If they knock out your active Sandaconda, then you can Phantom Transform and bring that, revive that Sandaconda and knock out, use the Big Sand Cannon again, effectively using another Sandaconda. So whatever they knock out, you get to use your Big Sand Cannon more times. You get to have 7 Sandaconda in your deck, basically 7 Sandacondas in one deck. So we only have 3 Zoroarks, that's why I say 7. 3 copies of Zoroark, 4 copies of our Silicobra Sandaconda. We have 3 Breeders and 4 Sonia. Sonia allows us to get out 2 basic Pokemon at a time. Breeder allows us to evolve 2 Pokemons at a time. But if you put it into play this turn, you can't evolve that Pokemon with your Breeder. You need to have it in play a bit longer before you get to use your Breeder. If you put it into play or if you evolve into stage 1 this turn, you can't actually use your Breeder to evolve it into a stage 2 Pokemon on the same turn, or you can't put it, you can't evolve, you can't play this card on your first turn as well. If you go second, and if you put a lot of your basic Pokemon into play, you can't actually use your Breeder to evolve those Pokemons because you can't use this card during your first turn. That is the wording there. So the bad thing about Breeder is that you can't evolve a Pokemon that you put into play on the same turn. But we have our Level Ball and Evolution Incense as well. Level Ball allows us to get our basic Pokemon, Evolution Incense, our Evolution Pokemon. We have 1 Gear in this deck to compress our deck, 1 Skyla to get out either our Energy Recycler or our Ball Evolution Incense to evolve, to compress our deck further. Skyla is a good card actually because you get to use your Poke Gear to bring out a Skyla, Skyla to get out your item to get out a Pokemon. That is essentially 4 cards that you're compressing. You're getting rid 4 cards that are not energy from your deck. That means you're actually increasing the chances of you discarding energy cards with your Big Sand Cannon attack by so much more with only 1 Skyla in the deck. Obviously having more Skyla is better, but we only have that 1 Skyla just because we have not many item cards to spare in this deck. That is why we have Pokekit to summon our Pokemons. Pokekit is actually better than Skyla because if you run out of your item cards, then you can't actually use Skyla anymore. So Pokekit allows you to get out either your evolution or your basic Pokemons. That is why we have 2 copies of our Pokekit, 1 Gear. Gear allows you to compress your deck further, but also allows you to get any of your supporter cards that you need at the moment if it is at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may not have the choice of that many choices, but we at least have 7, if I'm not mistaken, we have 10 supporter cards in this deck. So let us count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, we have 10 supporter cards in this deck, plus that 1 Gear to get out any of the top 7 supporter cards that we get from our deck. So we have 2 Energy Recyclers and 28 basic energy cards in this deck. If they play Duraludon VMAX, we don't have to worry because we are not playing special energy cards. If they play Single Strike Beedrill, they can't actually knock us out with 1 hit. And that is all for this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's called Dust Cannon featuring Zoroark and Sandaconda. So we will see you on the next video. Have a nice day, and we are signing up now. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you find our videos interesting, entertaining, or fulfilling in any way. We will see you in the next one, and have a nice day. Bye guys!